This is 100 days after my wreck, what I planned to be my first ride since. After weeks of not being able to walk, months of cold therapy and physical therapy, Sturgis was coming up. But I couldn't miss this one specific group ride at Sturgis, so I decided I'd fly into Sturgis, pick up a bike, and join the ride. If it wasn't for this group ride, I probably would have kept putting this off. If it wasn't for you all watching these videos, if this wasn't my job, maybe I would have quit riding altogether. But before I would try any of that, first I would make sure I could at least handle even getting back on a bike. Needless to say, I was pretty nervous. So today is Thursday. It's about 4 months since the accident, and I have not ridden since. I haven't even sat on a bike. Tomorrow I leave for Sturgis, and I'm hoping that on Sunday I can ride a group ride with the medicine wheel ride. So I figure before I do that, I better make sure I can ride before I test that on Main Street. Yeah, so wish me luck. If you're wondering what the injury was, nothing was broken, but I landed on my knee at 61 miles an hour, and even though I had full gear and knee armor, my knee got a pretty big hematoma, or a pooling of blood, and a degloving effect, which is when the skin tears away from the tissue and muscle, like taking a glove off your hands. It was painful pretty much all the time, and the orthopedic doctor said it could take 3 to 4 months to heal. Right before Sturgis, I was at the 3.5 month mark, still swollen, in pain, and in a follow-up appointment right before I left, the doctor then said it could actually take up to a year to fully go away.
Okay. This is okay.
With my knee almost looking like a normal knee again, I was planning on picking up a bike from Harley, telling them to get me something small for once. And this time, I didn't go alone.
And now I'm forced to be undoodled this weekend.
Yeah.
Just requesting smaller bikes. It's like hurting my heart. I just like big bikes and I cannot lie. Okay, it's the moment of truth. Maria and I both on Heritages. She's gonna sync up our cardo. We're gonna go to Buffalo Chip. I'm gonna meet the lady from Biker Down. She messaged me, and so I'm gonna go meet her. Legs already not feeling amazing, but my thinking is that once I start riding, I'm gonna be so distracted with focusing on riding that I'm not even gonna think about my leg. Because I did test, and physically, like, the motions of riding doesn't actually hurt my leg. I'm hopeful, but we'll see. It's still up in the air whether or not I can do the medicine wheel ride tomorrow. It'll kind of depend on how this 15-minute test ride goes to Buffalo Chip. The cardo sync, I always forget how to do it, so Maria's doing it right now. Insta360 recording. Great. Oh my gosh, I have no idea how I'm gonna be able to ride my electric glide. It'll be in time, I guess. All right, ready?
So ready. Lead the way.
Okay. It is kind of convenient that it's my right leg and not my left leg, because I can leave my right leg up on the brake a lot.
This bike is nice, I'll tell you what.
I know. How are you liking the Heritage? Your first time on a Heritage?
It's really nice.
Okay, now here's the tricky part. Just going out in the traffic. I am going.
Woo! Main Street for Sturgis.
Sturgis Main Street. Maria's first time at Sturgis. My first real ride since the wreck. I think this is a good place to do it. Very distracting place to do it.
Yeah.
Lots to look at and think about other than my leg. This 360 is actually the same one that captured my wreck. So shout out 360. They've got me set up with the 360 camera that captured my accident, an action camera, all these cool mounts.
I've started using my 360 just anytime I ride. I have it on too, just as kind of a dash cam of sorts.
Yeah, because it can capture everything. You can move it around.
Exactly.
You can capture stuff in front, in the back.
So you have all angles.
Yeah, so shout out 360 for sponsoring this channel, sponsoring this video. I'll link to them down below. They might be on sale this month, so make sure you get it while it's on sale. I've seen a few butts already today.
So many butts. Love a butt.
Look at all these people in front of us with no helmet on the left. Nobody has a helmet on right there. Not one person. Oh, that makes me so scared.
All right, first ride out. How are you feeling?
You know, pretty good. Very distracted with everything else I need to focus on while riding. You know, I got to pay attention to the road, pay attention to the gears. If I stop and think about it, yeah, my knee hurts a little bit, but it's okay.
Anytime I'm on a new bike, I actually get anxious. Just like what you were saying you felt getting on this bike for the first time. I feel that every time I'm on any new bike. One of my favorite videos I've edited for you is like the benefits of riding, and a lot of them are scientific. So I grew up riding horses, right? When you fall and you get back up on the horse, you're like proving to yourself over and over that you can do it and that you're strong, and it feels really good. So it's like microdosing anxiety to feel better, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you for overcoming your fears. I'm proud of both of us.
Look at us go.
I'm so glad Maria's here because she edited the Medicine Will Ride video last year, and she was like, man, I wish I could go. I wish I could go on the ride. And now she's here. She's gonna come on the ride with me tomorrow. She actually is here because I'm filming a video tonight, and she's gonna help me film it because I'm kind of scared to do it by myself. To give you all a hint, y'all remember that hidden camera video from years ago? A lot of you said, okay, well, come back and try it at night. And I was too scared to do that by myself, so Maria and I are gonna try that tonight. Here's Buffalo Chip coming up. Man, those slow speed skills really pay off at Sturgis. Maria has abandoned me. She said she had to see a horse.
When I met up with Lori from Biker Down, an organization that supports riders and their families who've been in accidents, which I mentioned in my crash video instead of a GoFundMe, she said so many of you all donated from that mention. So thank you for showing your support and showing Lori what cool, supportive riders we have here on this channel. The thing about riding after a wreck is I didn't expect when the fear would creep up. I figured if I could just get on a bike, I would be out of the woods. But that was wrong. One of the factors that caused my wreck were vertically grooved roads, a known issue by analysts for causing wrecks. One road back to where we were staying just happened to be about 20 minutes of vertically grooved roads. But that wasn't all. It's as if my first ride since the wreck had to test me again and again.
Wow! What the hell?
I could either stop here in the summer heat with no shade or exit in sight, wait until I could get towed, or I could just see if the bike would go a little further to at least get to where we were staying and find out what was wrong there. This might not have been the safest idea, but I wanted to get away from that road as quickly as possible. So I picked the second option, keeping my speed much lower than when the last time I was on a road like this.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm here in my editing lab of the day, which is a hotel room in the middle of Texas. And I just wanted to pop in really quick and say that there are actually a few reasons why we decided that Doodle was okay to ride the bike home. But to double check, I'm going to give my husband a call. He's a hobbyist mechanic. He knows so many things. Let's see what he has to say about it.
When you first called me, I thought that the bike had overheated in some capacity. I did a little bit of research and found one post, I think on Reddit, that mentioned that there's a service bulletin that came out in April of 2025. It tells dealers that the engine oil of a limited range of 2025 Softail models was overfilled at the assembly plant, and this can cause temporary smoking from the exhaust pipe. Doodle is a professional. She's ridden a lot of motorcycles. I'm sure she could identify if something were truly wrong. Start listening for things like clanking in the engine, metal on metal. The bike didn't drive any differently.
There were no warning lights either.
And there were no warning lights either, exactly. I think I would have ridden it home. I would understand if others would stop and, protect their investment or protect themselves if they thought it was unsafe and, call a tow company. If you're going down the road on a bike and let's say the engine does lock up, rear wheel is going to seize as well. If you suddenly start skidding, it's a good idea to pull in the clutch regardless, and that would definitely save your bacon.
Thank you for that.
I have never in my life seen so many vertical grooves on the road, which is what caused my accident.
You had an accident?
No.
No, the one she had that blew her knee out.
the vertical grooves is one of the main contributing factors of the accident. So.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. I was like, are you kidding
What
me?
vertical grooves are you talking about?
Whole way between
Like-
here and Sturgis,
like-
the whole highway.
It was like that vertical. I'm like, are you kidding me? Right now? Now all the roads are made of this? Something about Sturgis and the heat and riding out in it. I really needed a nap. But Harley is going to come pick up that bike so they can look at it and bring me another bike. I was really worried I'd have to go back, ride the bike back another 40 minutes in the heat, or before the MWR ride tomorrow. It's actually, this is what the shirt I'm wearing is for the Medicine Wheel ride. So I'll be getting a new bike and they'll just pick it up and drop it off tonight so Maria and I can continue just resting and getting ready for tonight's video it's gonna be completely out of both of our comfort zone, but y'all asked for it. Whitney had a great idea for it to make it happen. Wish she could be here, so that's what we gonna do. The final test would be whether my knee wouldn't bother me the next day so much that I could do the group ride. And of course, ride that stupid vertically grooved road again. Funny how the things we fear the most have a habit of showing up in our lives until we're not afraid of them anymore. Made it to the Medicine Wheel group ride. I'm just a little sporty. Maria is here. I'm so excited to be here. I feel like I'm home.
Coming right off the reservation. I was wondering if I was gonna.
Okay, so if these people at the end of the line are all done,
Are you ready, Maria? Your first Medicine Wheel ride. Wow! My leg is not bothering me at all today.
Yay. I love that for you.
It was this morning. Maybe it's the Tylenol, maybe it's the Sage,
Yeah.
maybe it's Bear Butte.
Yeah, that's true. We got some healing vibes up in here for sure.
Medicine Wheel Ride. It's a group of Native ladies that started this charity organization to help raise awareness about missing and murdered Indigenous people. So if y'all remember Gabby Petito and when that happened and how there were just insane search efforts and it was all over the news. So basically, Native people they face that, basically a missing or murdered or both family member at 5 to 10 times the national average. So basically, just about every Native person has multiple family members, friends who are just missing, just disappeared and no one knows what happened, or they were murdered and it was unsolved or justice wasn't served. This epidemic that isn't being covered by the news. So basically what Medicine Wheel Ride does is not only do they raise awareness for this, like some of these ladies literally get in the trenches themselves. When I first came to Sturgis, the first year I came, I had no idea what natives were facing, and South Dakota has a very large population of Native Americans. And in my first Sturgis video, I talk about all the roads and how beautiful it is here, how insanely gorgeous the landscaping is here in Sturgis. Then come to find out that there's all these native populations here, Lakota, Dakota, Nakota, and this land here is sacred to them. They view it as the center of the universe. And I just started doing some research and eventually found a photographer from the Ojibwe Nation who connected me with the Medicine Wheel Ride. And they let me ride with them one year to a whole bunch of stops and just kind of learn what's going on. And that was 3 years ago. I've been coming back and riding with them back to Sturgis ever since. If you want to donate, head over to themedicinewheelride.org and let them know Doodle sent you.
first ride back on a little sporty that's so cute. How are we feeling?
Thank you. It is so cute. You know, so I took Tylenol this morning, and then Lisa came up to me and smudged me, and I mean, I'm feeling great. Like, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't know. Listen, I'm telling you, I know I took some Tylenol, but listen, Tylenol has not been working these past 4 months. I'm telling you, there's something special with these native ladies. You come around them, if you got a cold, the cold is gone like the next day.
Yes, I remember that. The healing power is strong out here.
I'm telling you, it's something. After my accident, it's understandable. Can't say I'm a little salty about it, but some sponsors don't really want to touch you when you've been in a wreck. I had one that just stopped responding. Another that it took like a whole deal of convincing to make sure things would be okay. I really want to shout out to sponsors make these videos possible. They're how I can travel to film these. They're how I can afford to pay Maria to edit this video, who's behind me right now. Yeah, shout out to 360 for sponsoring this video, even though they knew I'd been in this wreck. They're how I'm capturing this footage. They're how I have this helmet cam view right now, and also how I have this 360 view. If it wasn't for companies like them, it'd making these videos very difficult. They're on sale right now, so if you ever wanted to get yourself a 360 camera, now's a good time, and I'll link to it down below.
How does it feel being back on a motorcycle? Like, you've been off for so long.
With some Tylenol, the distractions of Sturgis, and maybe some sage, the ride was doable, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel it later. My plan was to ride Route 66 in a couple of weeks, but I can't say I wasn't a bit relieved when that had to be postponed again. I may not be quite ready for the long, challenging road trips that so many of you have found this channel from, but someone once told me that sometimes things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. And if it wasn't for being forced to just sit still, I may not have had the patience to be deep diving into some things I can't believe more riders aren't talking about, but I can't wait to share with you. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.